Most people think the police are not allowed to lie to them. That belief has put countless people in handcuffs. Because while it may surprise you, police officers are legally allowed to lie during many investigations and interrogations. They can lie about evidence. They can lie about witnesses. They can even lie about what other people supposedly said about you. And the worst part, these lies are often designed to get one thing: your words. In fact, I've seen people talk themselves into criminal charges when the police didn't have enough evidence to charge them before the conversation even started. So in this video, I'm going to break down 10 of the most common lies police tell, why they use them, and exactly how you should respond when you hear them. Because once you understand the game, you'll stop falling for it. Let's start with line number 1. I can't help you if you don't talk to me. That is absolutely not the truth. In fact, in most cases, the exact opposite is the truth. The more you talk, the more chances they have to twist your words, misinterpret what you meant, cherry pick what you said, or line your statements up against what other facts in the case that hurt you. Police are not sitting there thinking, how can I help this person? By the time they're questioning you, they're usually trying to gather information, verify a theory, eliminate suspects, or build a case. That's their job. And once you start giving them information, you're giving them tools. The more you talk, the more they can use against you. So when an officer says, I can't help you if you don't talk to me, what that really means is, I can't build my case as easily unless you help me do it. That's the truth. Come on down to the station. I just want to hear your side of the story. This one sounds harmless, maybe even fair. Come down to the station. I just want to talk. I want to hear your side. But that is almost never how it works in reality. You are not walking into some relaxed, honest conversation. You're walking into a controlled environment with trained interrogators, video recordings, and potentially the lack of freedom to leave. And unlike what you see in movies, interrogations are rarely about getting the truth as much as they're about getting statements. Detectives are trained to make you feel comfortable. They know how to lower your guard. They know how to act casual. They know how to make it feel like this is your big opportunity to clear things up. But once you get into that room, it changes. Now it's question after question after question. Yes or no? Explain this. Why did you say that? Where were you? Who are you with? Hours can pass before you even realize what's happening. And pretty soon, you realize this is not you telling your side. This is them steering you towards answers they already want. You are not in a truth-seeking conversation. You are in an interrogation. And the only real place you get to tell your side of the story is in court, with your lawyer protecting you, not in a small room at the police station with the camera rolling. This is off the record. Let me make this crystal clear. There is no such thing as off the record when you're talking to the cops. None. The second you start talking, everything changes. Everything you say can be used against you. Everything. And when an officer says, hey, this is off the record, what he's really trying to do is get you to relax just enough to drop your guard, to say the thing you wouldn't say if you knew it was absolutely going into the case file. But the moment you open your mouth, now they have it. I've had clients tell an officer, promise the conversation was between us or off the record. Then those same statements showed up in reports, warrants, affidavits, or testimony later in court. And they can use what you say directly. They can twist what you say, or they can combine it with other information to argue probable cause, justify an arrest, or try to convict you later. So if an officer says he wants to have an off-the-record conversation, the correct response is simple. Officer, if there's going to be any conversation, I want my lawyer present. Until then, I'm invoking my right to remain silent. That is how you protect yourself. Someone else already confessed and told us what you did. Think about how manipulative this one is. They want you to feel isolated. They want you to think the game is over. They want you to believe somebody else has already sunk you. So now your only move is to start talking. But stop and think about it. If someone really confessed and really gave them everything they needed, why are they pressuring you so hard to talk? Why do they still need your statement? Because they are still trying to build the case. Because they still want more. Because they want you to fill in the blanks. And a lot of times, this is just a lie designed to make you panic. So don't fall for it. If they say someone else already confessed, your response is not to explain yourself. Your response is to shut up. We already know what happened. If you don't tell us, it's only going to get worse. Maybe they know what happened. Maybe they don't. Either way, your talking is not going to help you. If they truly already know what happened and they already have the evidence, then why are they talking to you instead of just arresting you? And if they don't really know what happened, then your statement is exactly what they're hoping will help them put the puzzle pieces together. Either way, opening your mouth does not rescue you. People get in serious trouble here because they think they can talk their way out of a misunderstanding. What often happens is they talk their way deeper into the investigation or even handcuffs. Because once an officer believes you committed the crime, he's not listening to you the way your friend or family would listen to you. He is listening for pieces he can fit into his theory. He is listening for details he can twist to support the narrative he already has in his head. And that is dangerous. So when they say, we already know what happened, don't rush in to clear it up. Silence protects you. Talking helps them. Shut up and lawyer up. Just take this breath test, and if you're sober, I'll let you go home. I've handled enough DUI cases to tell you this. The law surrounding breath tests varies significantly from state to state, and the decision can carry serious consequences either way. But here's what you need to understand. If a police officer is offering you a breath test in that moment, he is not doing it because he's looking for your innocence. He is gathering evidence. That's the whole point. The important point is not whether you should or shouldn't take a test in your state. The answer is you should not. But the important point is understanding that an officer may present the choice as simple when the legal consequences are often far more complicated. Once you blow into that machine, now he has one more piece of evidence to consider alongside everything else he's observed. So when an officer says, take this breath test and I'll let you go, understand what's happening. He is trying to make the test feel like your ticket home. A lot of times, it's really your ticket to jail. We found your fingerprints at the scene. Now ask yourself one simple question. If they really found your fingerprints at the scene, why aren't they just arresting you? That alone should tell you a lot. And here's something else people don't think about, especially if police come to you very soon after the crime allegedly happened. The odds they've already processed prints, identified a match, and confirmed it that quickly are often low. Fingerprint analysts doesn't happen by magic. They need time. They need comparison. They need records. It's not television. It's a reality. So when an officer shows up early and confidently says, we found your fingerprints, many times that's a pressure tactic and a lie. They're hoping you'll hear that, assume the case is airtight, and start talking. And even if fingerprints exist somewhere, that doesn't automatically prove a crime occurred or explain why those fingerprints are there. Don't do it. If they had the evidence they needed, they would act on it. A lot of times, this is just another fishing expedition. We already have an eyewitness on video putting you at the scene. Police use this one all the time. Listen, we already have a witness who put you there. Or, we pulled the camera footage from across the street and we know it's you. A lot of the time, there is no witness. A lot of the time, there is no camera footage, or it's already been deleted. One of the biggest mistakes innocent people make is assuming innocence protects them from saying the wrong thing. They think, how is that possible? They start talking fast. They start over-explaining. They start trying to solve the mystery out loud. And that is exactly when they get in trouble. And the people most at risk here are often innocent people, because innocent people hear that and panic. Because sometimes it's not just what you say that hurts you. It's how you say it, what you leave out, what they claim you implied, and how your reaction gets written down in a report later. So remember this, if they truly had a solid eyewitness or crystal clear video, they probably wouldn't need to sell you so hard on talking. The pressure itself is often the tell. We can get a search warrant in a few minutes. It'll be easier if you just let us in. When an officer says this, your answer should be immediate and simple. Officer, I do not consent to a search. That's it. Because maybe they can get a warrant. Maybe they can't. But think about this. If they really had enough to get a warrant right now, why did they show up with one? Why are they asking for permission? Why are they there trying to talk you into making it easier for them? Because there's a very real chance they do not have enough. And they're hoping you'll hand over consent so they can skip that problem of a search warrant entirely. The second you let them in without a warrant, you may be giving up an argument your attorney could have used later to challenge that search or suppress the evidence. You are making their job easier at your expense. Remember, consenting to a search can have major consequences. Once you've given consent, it can be very difficult to undo that damage later. So don't debate, don't explain, don't try to sound cooperative. Just say clearly, I do not consent to a search of my vehicle, my home, or my property. Hey man, your friend already ratted you out. Police love using this one when there are multiple people involved. They separate everyone. They talk to each person one by one. Then they walk back over and say, your buddy already put this on you. Maybe it's a traffic stop. Maybe it's drugs in a car. Maybe it's some other situation where they want somebody turning on somebody else. Investigators understand basic human psychology. Few things create pressure faster than making someone think they've been betrayed by a friend or a loved one. And here's why this works so well on people. It creates panic, it creates betrayal, it creates urgency, and it creates anger. You suddenly feel like you have to defend yourself right now before it's too late. But again, think this through. If they already had enough evidence from your friend pointing the finger at you, they could make the arrest. Instead, they are still working you, still pushing, still trying to get more because they want your statement too. So when you hear your friend already ratted you out, don't take the bait. The correct response is, "Officer, I'm exercising my right to remain silent, and I want my attorney present for any questioning." That's the move. If you take nothing else from this video, remember this. Police are allowed to use tactics that would get most ordinary people accused of lying. That's why trying to win an interrogation is usually a losing strategy. The goal is not to outsmart the police. The goal is to protect your rights. And the single most powerful phrase you can learn is this: I'm exercising my right to remain silent, and I want my attorney present. Because every day, people talk themselves into problems they could have avoided simply by shutting up. So if police can legally lie to you, how do you defend yourself? You stop trying to win the conversation. You stop trying to explain your way out of it. And you stop believing that talking will somehow save you. The safest rule is this: do not talk to police without a lawyer. And if you're going to talk to the police, lawyer up first. If you find yourself in the Oklahoma City area, give our office a call. We're here to help protect you from the lies of the police. And next, watch the ultimate guide to DUI defense. Because once you know how police build cases, the next step is understanding how strong DUI defenses are actually built, where these cases fall apart, and what mistakes can cost you. Click that now, and I'll see you in the next video.